So welcome everyone to the PA Forum podcast, Stories Beyond the Desk. I am delighted today to be joined by our very special guest, Molly Looney, Executive Assistant to the CEO and Office Manager for the San Carlo Restaurant Group and National PA of the Year, if you didn't know. And I'm so grateful for you coming to Birmingham today. I mean, I know you travel all over the country, Molly, and have you got your husband's from?
My husband's a Brummie, so I love coming to Birmingham.
Absolutely, and a Villa supporter, just in case anyone's watching.
He's a big Villa fan. I think he loves Villa more than he loves me, actually, but that's absolutely fine.
Before we go into all the worky bit, tell us a little bit about you. So, where's your most amazing places to go? Where do you like to travel?
Ooh.
What sort of food do you like? Do you like Italian food?
I love Italian food. Yeah. Like when I saw the job ad come up for this job that I'm working at in San Carlo years ago, the first thing was like pasta and wine are two of my favourite things.
Amazing.
So white
or red or rosé?
I'm a rosé girl. Yes. I love a Provence rosé, but I also love like a good crisp dry white on a summer's day as well.
Oh.
Love an Aperol too. Honestly, all of it, that's like kind of...
Is an Aperol Italian?
Yeah, very Italian.
Oh, okay,
very
Italian.
Okay.
I love that.
My husband and I actually did our honeymoon in Italy as well. We toured through Italy on the train.
What's your favourite part of Italy?
I loved Orvieto, which was like, it's sort of this castle town on top of a mountain in the middle of Tuscany. It was gorgeous.
Oh, beautiful. Have you done I'm going to Sicily this year, so I think it's the bit off the boot, is it? The Sardinia in Sicily.
Sardinia in Sicily. So I've been to Sardinia. I haven't been to Sicily, but Carlo, who started San Carlo, he's Sicilian. That's where he came from. So yeah.
So tap you up for some places to go.
Exactly, 100%. Amazing. I can give you some recommendations.
I had a great. Honestly, I went to the National PA Awards this year, and it was so amazing to see your moment up there.
Oh my God! I mean, you saw how shocked I was.
Literally, it was just. The venue was insane.
Yeah, the way they did it was absolutely
The
stunning.
Entertainment was off the scale.
Yeah.
The atmosphere was brilliant.
Yeah, it was weird because I was shortlisted for 2 categories, which was amazing in itself. But they were really at the beginning of the night. So I sat there, obviously didn't win either category. So I was a bit... absolutely fine. It was my first year being involved in it properly. And so I was like, okay, it's still amazing to be shortlisted for 2, whatever. Didn't think anything of it. And then it came to the end of the evening and they give out these 2 big awards. I had no idea they even did that. And then when they said my name, I was just completely blown away.
Because you can't be nominated for the National PA of the Year Awards,
Not the main one, no.
It's based on the finalists of all of the categories of all of the awards. So when your categories came up, you thought, I haven't won that. But then you just had no expectation. I could tell by your face on the night.
No idea.
Complete shock when literally they announced your name on the night.
Yeah, it was amazing though. And I'm like, I mean, I did work my arse off.
Yeah,
so I wasn't like, I don't deserve it. No, but I was very, very surprised and it was really honoured. And because it's not an easy process. You think because my colleagues put me up for the initial nomination. So you get notified that you've been nominated. You're like, oh, amazing. But then when you get shortlisted, it's not you have to go and be interviewed by and it's really intense. You have to have a full presentation of and it's difficult to encapsulate everything you've done throughout the year. And it's not just what you're doing for your company, it's how you're affecting your community as well. So it's it's all encompassing.
But also, I mean, this was the inaugural National PA Awards. We spoke on the phone, and Jane, Mel, Amanda, love them so much. I've known them for so many years. Now I've seen the Manchester PA Awards, and I know the passion that they have for it. Yeah, the amount they've raised for the Christie is just unbelievable. Yeah. So this year last year to know that we had a national awards, which is something that we've not had for such a long time, and to be the first winner of that category as well in the national awards.
You'll get me all choked. No, it was amazing.
It's absolutely brilliant. So, I mean, what they've been really inclusive in the past. So, for example, Manchester PA Awards have had a national category.
Yes.
But this time, the whole awards was about encouraging people, no matter where you are in the UK.
And you could tell that even in each category as well. There was people from Oxford, or even when I went to my interview day, Like I was sat waiting for someone who was going in for a different category to be interviewed, and she'd travelled from Glasgow. Like there was people from all over shortlisted in every category.
I was talking to one of our committee members, Eversheds, and the team were from Cardiff.
Yes, yeah.
And they, we are a Midlands network and a Midlands community, although obviously we do a lot of stuff online and everyone is very welcome to come to our events regardless of wherever you are, but we do focus quite a lot on the Midlands because that's kind of where we are. But I've had phone calls from people saying, can you set up a PA network in Bristol? Is there one in Cardiff? Is there one in Peterborough? Is there one in Cambridge? And I don't think I can go any further than where we are
you've got
now.
enough on your
plate.
But
what I love is that
there's a need for it.
Those teams from Cardiff have gotten awards that they can go into, and they won. I mean, it's brilliant.
Yeah.
How motivating for everybody as well, for all those teams, etc.
Yeah.
So, and the night itself was just.
Well, that's brilliant. It was even like when I didn't win the 2 categories I was shortlisted for, which I thought was it at that point. I was still like, what an amazing experience. Like, what an amazing night to be a part of. And also the PA community is, regardless of where you're from, whether you're in Manchester PA Network or the PA Forum around here, obviously in London, there's a few as well. Everyone is so supportive of each other because I think we know, like, it's a very thankless job at times. Like, unless you have an incredible CEO, which is only like this job now, I have like a CEO who really respects the role.
Yeah.
I've worked for people in the past who haven't, and it can be a really thankless job, and you really are keeping the wheels turning behind the scenes.
But also, I think...
So there's a respect for each other that you immediately have.
Absolutely. And I think, you were at our event, our launch event for the Midlands PA Awards on Tuesday, and I feel like, there were so many people that came to that event, it was their first time, but instantly... You've got something in common as soon as you walk into the room because 100%. Those people are in our world, and you instantly have that kind of commonality between each other. Instantly got a talking point. But
exactly.
I think,
and even industry, like you can be in completely different industries but still have so much that you can relate to each other.
Well, talking
about.
Of which, because when we spoke on the phone, I was absolutely fascinated about your career journey. I mean, hold on to your hats for this one. Tell us a little bit about you. So what were you, when you were at school and kind of coming out of school, what was your kind of, what was your work? Where did you want to be? Like, what was your kind of dream job?
Well, I wanted to be an actress and I went to drama school in New York. So I don't do things by halves, as you can probably tell.
So who was your inspiration when you were growing up? Like when you say you wanted to be an actress, did you watch films or like TV and think, oh, I want to be like that?
I had a weird obsession with Catherine Zeta-Jones for a while.
Yeah.
I probably should keep that under wraps. I used to buy like signed pictures of it from eBay. God knows why. When I was very young.
We've all had them back.
When you just have a phase. But her in Chicago, Chicago, the film in general, just like blew me away. But growing up, like my nana and my mum, everyone was very into the theatre and like the old school films and things like that. So I grew up going to the theatre, watching them. And then I was in like stage school and stuff. And my stage school was actually really good, like for a Northeast England. Like it was really amazing, and everyone was sort of graduating and going to these amazing drama schools in London, and that was it was my world, musical theatre, the whole thing. That's what I wanted to do. So I went to drama school in New York.
How did that come about? Like to go to, I mean, there's drama. You've literally mentioned you're from the Northeast. There's drama schools in London, but you went to New York.
Yeah, I went Darlington to New York to London to Manchester.
I mean, this is just like, so how did that come about?
Well, so I was auditioning for all the main schools in London, the ones you would audition for, and then an opportunity. I think they got in touch with my drama school actually. An opportunity came up. It was called the American Academy of Dramatic Arts. And they were doing auditions in London, and they had a school in New York and LA, but I was like, just New York to me was
Had you ever been to New York ever before that?
Yes. I had been like maybe 8 years prior to that. My stepdad had run the New York Marathon, so we'd gone out for that and loved it. So then, just went down to the audition, genuinely was like, no way will I get that. Like, that's New York, not a joke. And then, like, the pack came through.
Wow.
Yeah, with the acceptance. So once I got accepted, it was like nothing was
How did you feel about leaving home?
I didn't care.
Oh.
And I'd say that with, like, I have so, like, me and my mum have a great relationship. I'm her only daughter. Like, I absolutely adore her. I loved all my friends back home, but I was such a confident, like, 18-year-old. I think I was 17 when I got in. I was just like, nothing is stopping me. Like, I'm going to be like the next big star. That was my whole thing.
I love it.
Yeah.
So when you got to New York, what was that like? Was it a bit of a culture shock? Was it a bit different? Like,
crazy.
What was that world like for you?
Well, first of all, I think I didn't really understand how young I was, because I must have been like a month into being 18, and I just moved from Darlington to New York, which was like, if you've ever been to Darlington, you'll know that is a big difference. And also just the culture there was super different. So everyone in halls, all my mates were going to uni in the UK and like living in halls and going out and partying all the time. Drama school is not like that. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I still like partied a bit, but
you had your moments.
I had my moments, but it's like, it's every day, 9 till 5. If you're late twice in a week, you get kicked out of school. It's not a thing. You can't do it. You have to be in your best physical health. You have to be in your best mental health. And when we first moved, instead of halls, you were sharing a room with someone. I was an only child growing up. That was difficult. That must have been hard. Really difficult. And yeah, it was just a completely different thing. And then also, obviously, there you can't drink until you're 21. Now, I found ways around that, obviously.
Of course you did,
but it was, again, like, it's a very different culture there, drinking to here. I know that sounds a bit weird, but
they don't drink to necessarily like to get really drunk. They drink it, or is it because they enjoy it more? Or
it was just completely. It's just completely different. Like, I mean, we were 14 in the park at school. We all did it. But like then, when I went to uni there, like there was people who had never touched a drop of alcohol before at 18. So then they were like going, we were finding ways to get a bottle of vodka or whatever, and they were just like downing the whole thing. And I was sort of watching what I was doing at 14, but at 18, and it was and we couldn't go to bars and things like that because we weren't old enough. And whereas watching all my mates like fresh as we
Actually going bonkers. And actually at that time, did you have social media?
Facebook was the thing.
Yeah, because I think I had MySpace just as I was coming out of that. Facebook had just started, but I refused to join it. I was like, no, I was not joining that. I loved MySpace, and suddenly that got shut. Like,
Facebook, going out with a digital camera and then uploading a whole album after a night out. Those were the days.
And, well, I think photo booths weren't even a thing unless you were getting a passport photo. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I had a pink digital camera.
Oh, I love it. So what happened with that drama? So that kind of drama world for you, did you find opportunities through that?
Yeah, well, I worked professionally for quite a long time. So like when I graduated, I stayed in New York for I ended up becoming part of the theatre school I went to. Then they did an extra year called, I can't even remember what it was called now, the Academy. So they kept like 12 of us back to just do back-to-back shows throughout the year in different theatres. So I got invited back to do that, did that, and then stayed out for another year working professionally. Then I kind of got to a point with my visa where it was like marry an American, spend 10 grand or come home.
Oh, is that your options?
They were kind of my options. Okay. And the first two weren't that appealing to me.
Right,
so I moved to London. And then like worked professionally there for a while.
What was it? What was that like? Because leaving everything that you kind of knew in New York and then coming to London. London's not an easy city to kind of break into, I don't think, personally.
No, it was completely different. And also it was difficult because when you're at drama school somewhere, you build up a network just naturally.
Yeah.
And so I had that in New York. And then when I came to London, I just didn't have that. So I found it really tough. And then actually when I first got to London, the first thing I booked was a national tour. So I sort of like got there and then left. So I'm worried to ruin my mic there. No, I'm okay. And then, went on tour, worked professionally for a while. And then sort of got to a point where I was like, no. And the tour I did was really grueling, like really tough. So I got back to London, was like, right, I just want to get a job, get a flat.
Nah.
And I need to have a job to get a flat because they have to like sign all the things to say you're going to get regular income and things.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And so me and two of my best friends found a flat which we called the Lady Cave.
Oh my God, I want a lady cave.
Yeah, everyone wants a lady cave because we said men came in but they never truly got out. That was the reason. And then, so we found the lady cave and I got a job through a friend of mine who had actually met in New York. as a reservations assistant for a private members club in London. And that was run by like ultra high net worth individual, like came from lineage, the whole thing. And yeah, worked as a reservation assistant for a while, and then the opportunity came up to be his PA. And because he was so unique, and I'm trying to say this really diplomatically. By the way, I absolutely adore him. But yeah, he's very unique and very particular. That's the word I'm going to use. Particular. He has his ways. There's only a certain amount of people that could work for him right off the bat, and to bring someone new into that fold who didn't get to know them would be like quite difficult to be like.
So do you think working as the reservations assistant first and being in that private members club world and understanding that kind of world and environment and meeting that individual helped you to really understand kind of how to communicate what's the best kind of style of communicating when they're asking for stuff? Actually, do they actually really want that, or is it something else they're asking for?
100%. So I'd already like witnessed it, watched it a lot, how he would interact with people. When the opportunity came up, I decided to take it. Well, they actually asked me to do it, and I was and ahh'd for it for a bit because I knew it was a lifelong commitment. Well, not lifelong commitment, but like it takes over your whole life. In terms of like,
you're dedicating 24 hours, 7 days a week to that person and making sure that you're kind of absorbed into their world.
But again, very classic me, don't do things by half. It's like, I'm going to start being a PA. Oh no, I'm going to do it for the most difficult person on the planet.
Was the job role when you saw it, was it called PA? It
was PA, yeah.
Yeah, because sometimes when you find ultra high net worth individuals, sometimes they're recruiting for their houses and for someone to look after their entire family.
The office was attached to the private members club, but you also have to bet the private members club for him was his world.
Oh, right, okay.
So it was all very, like his flat was above it. Like it was all...
He was there all the time.
Had lunch there every day. So that was also quite different. When I moved on from that role and started PAing for the people, it was all a bit different because making reservations for things and like booking loads of travel, he would never really leave the club or go anywhere. So I didn't have to do any of that.
Traveling around the world, yachts, private jets.
No, very much a creature of habit.
Wow.
So yeah.
So if you could kind of zoom through to a typical week with that person,
there's no way.
Would no week ever be the same?
no way. Yeah, like I think we spoke about it on the phone, but I mean, I had to do some crazy stuff for that job, which I loved. It was all like learning, but I had to ship a 6-foot polystyrene barracuda back from Barbados, which was he bought it from like someone on the beach, but obviously not taken any contact details or anything.
So someone from the beach came up with a giant barracuda,
polystyrene,
and was like polystyrene barracuda, and was like, "Do you want this?" He's like, "Yeah, I'll pay for that."
Of course.
So he then came back and was like,
called me and was like, "I bought this thing and I want it to be in the UK when I get home." And I was like, okay. Like, who did we buy it off? Where am I getting said barracuda? How am I getting it? He had no idea, hung up the phone. This is boring to me. No, right, okay. So what I ended up doing was like calling all the bars along the beach that I knew he'd bought, like the beach he'd bought it on, calling all the bars and being like, if this guy who sells stuff on the beach like comes by, can you please call him in? Have him call me, and then eventually arrange for him to get it to some drop-off point for like DHL or FedEx, I think it was. But then it had to be like really elaborately.
How long did that take you to do?
Oh my God, weeks.
Oh my God.
And also because it was polystyrene, it was actually quite easily breakable. So it had to be like really intensely wrapped up.
I'm absolutely
And I just remember it arriving at the office and me like unbundling this 6-foot polystyrene barracuda. And I was like, I swear to God, if this is broken, I'm going to end it. But it arrived in one piece.
But to him, he had no idea how much work it took for you to do that. Literally, he was like, I've bought a barracuda, I need it at home.
Yes.
You're literally like working weeks to try and find out who actually sold it
also,
to
as well,
him,
like getting that through customs. Can you imagine? It was insane. Insane.
Can you tell us any other things that you might have done with that?
The most embarrassing thing he ever made me do, because you have to bear in mind, like, I'm from Darlington, okay? I'm a pretty like regular upbringing kind of gal, and he had gone to take a flight from London City Airport. And he used to normally go through with some caviar to eat on the plane. Fine, absolutely fine. Like, that's what you do.
I mean,
live your best life, babe.
That's what you pack in your hand luggage.
Exactly.
Isn't it? Yeah.
But this one occasion, they had taken the caviar off him. Livid. He was livid.
Oh my
so
God.
rang me and made me like call up London City Airport security while he was when he got back from the trip. He was like, call them every day and complain, and I want my caviar back. So I was having to call London City Airport every day, being like, I'm so sorry, but because I just knew I sounded like but like, what can you do? You got to do what they ask you to do. I never got the caviar.
I was going to say.
Well, I think they probably binned it or ate it themselves.
I mean, I flew to Spain with Welling, and my case never arrived, and I've never got that back.
No, exactly. I was not getting the tin of caviar.
But I certainly have never had my caviar taken off me at the airport.
Well, you see, that is a first world problem if you've ever heard it. Yeah.
So you're in this world, and it's crazy.
Crazy, yeah.
How did that kind of world come to like its natural end, like your relationship, kind of working relationship?
Yeah, I mean, I would have stayed at that job. I loved that job.
Wow.
It taught me so much. And also, like, never a dull day.
No.
Some days insane, but never a dull day. And also, it was like an incredible place to work. It was a great team of people. Like, I'm still very good friends with a lot of them. One of them was a bridesmaid at my wedding. Yeah, and it was an amazing, like, the private members club itself was one of the most beautiful places. It just, his eye for design and everything, which taught me so much. The way he would put patterns together and artwork and things like that is just unmatched. Yeah. And it really was a beautiful space, and it's a privilege to have been any part of that, because it really is beautiful. But then I sort of got to a point in, my husband and I had met, we'd done a couple of years in London, and then he got a job opportunity up in Manchester. We were sort of in a place where we never were going to be able to buy anywhere in London. So we were like, okay, we'll relocate to Manchester. And that's why I left that job, but that is the only reason. And
what was London like compared to Manchester? Or
well, very different at the time. Manchester now is obviously like skyrocketed, and there's probably like not one restaurant that London has that we don't have, in terms of the ones that have a few restaurants. So like, we have a Flatiron, a Dishoom, all the rest of them now. When I first moved there, it was very like independent and whatever. But yeah, so now very different. But when I first moved, completely different. And also, I found it really tough to get another PA job when I moved up to Manchester.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because
even with all that, like that experience, do you think people?
So I found it really interesting because basically, if I tried to get another job in London, having worked for that person, I would have got it in 2 seconds.
Right.
So if you can survive 6 months with that person, never mind, like 2 years.
When you were in London and you were doing that, did you meet any other PAs that did the kind of equivalent of what you did?
No.
So did you feel quite isolated in kind of like in your role? Like, was there anyone you could ever turn to and be like, I need a bit of help with this?
Yes, so my friend Alice, who ended up being my bridesmaid at my wedding, she was his PA before I was.
I see.
So like, I would connect with her. So I never felt like lonely, like I didn't have anyone to speak to. But also, I mean, it could have been around back then, but I was not aware of any sort of network, anything. Also, I was super young. I was only like 22, 23. Like, I was young.
Is it a little bit like, like, not Devil Wears Prada, but
yeah, no, it was a bit.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Like, because that is like...
Oh, but not as mean.
No, yeah, but as in like the requests that come in are just never the same. You never know what's going to happen. You don't know what mood they're going to be in.
Yes.
Don't know kind of how to take
Very
it. But you've just got
similar.
to kind of like absorb it, deal with it, and like crack on with the next thing.
I used to just call it the veil.
Yeah.
So like, when they're just there and you're like, okay. And then you just like go and have a little breakdown in the loo afterwards and be like, how the hell?
So when you went to Manchester, would you say, like, did you know what type of role that you wanted?
I just wanted a job.
Yeah, that's it.
I didn't really care. I just wanted a job, a PA job.
And was the job market booming then? Like, or was there quite a lot of opportunities for you?
When I first moved there, yes. And then COVID hit, so it sort of fell off a cliff.
Okay.
So yeah, I just found it basically in London, if the name was known, so you would have got a job instantly. In Manchester, no one knew. So, and it just didn't look impressive to anyone, whereas in London it would have.
Do you want
done.
me to ask you what your husband does?
He's a delivery manager
for
IT projects.
Yeah. So I was
Don't
going to say,
quote me on that.
So you've got totally different work worlds
jobs
as well.
Also, he's totally different. It's very different now because he majority works from home, whereas I'm in the office or on site 5 days a week.
Do you prefer that?
I prefer, yeah. I much prefer being out.
Yeah, COVID being at home like all the time. You either had, when we still had members that just went into the office every day, they were like, I am absolutely not staying at home all the time. I need to be in the office all the time. There was some that had to, there was some that couldn't. But yeah, I think, I was going to say, your worlds are so different. You seem to me like very much a person that needs to be out there, literally, you know, going around the country, visiting all the restaurants that you've got, and being with all the teams, etc.
And I love like getting to know the teams as well in the sites. I think it's super important. I don't want to be one of those people that just sits in head office and sends emails being like, do this, do that. That's not how I would like to work. It's a collaborative effort. And at the end of the day, the teams in sites are the ones dealing and serving customers every day. And it's not easy. Like I've worked in hospitality before, like when I was in drama school, everyone was a waitress or a bartender. So I've done it. It's not for the weak.
No.
It's not easy. And I have a lot of respect for them. And so I'll make sure I always like visit and speak to them and get to know them. I also want them to feel like they can come to us with anything.
Oh,
because
absolutely.
with working in the sites, they might have like the best ideas in the world. And if they don't feel like they can come to you and go, we've been doing this for a while, but you should speak to Marcello and say, oh, we could do it this way. What's the point?
I do really appreciate the requests that we get in hospitality as well. So I used to be a wedding coordinator.
Yeah.
So I planned 293 weddings in 3 years. And I would probably, one of the questions actually was, excuse me, do you know what way the wind will be blowing on my wedding day?
No,
and
you'll
I was
get
like, I'm not sure, no. But you have to be like, normally you'd go, I'll find out for you though, but it was literally like, I'll get the weather report and I'll make sure that I have a look at that for you a week before.
But also, what are you going to do if it's blowing the other way? You're going to cancel the wedding?
No, but
Shut up.
I literally...
That's when people ask stuff like that.
The requests that we get in hospitality.
Insane.
Yeah.
Sometimes we get some emails through, or even like, you'll get a complaint through every now and again, and we like to take complaints seriously, but sometimes you get them and you're like... Mate,
I think this is another episode, babe, for sure.
Yeah, 100%.
I think we could do a whole episode on complaints.
Well, you see, sometimes we go back and check them as well, and you'll see people on CCTV, like they'll complain about getting a hair in their pasta, and then you see them pull it out.
Oh, shock.
No, people are scammers.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God, shade.
Just for a bowl of free pasta, let it go. Let it go.
Oh my God. So let's talk about how did this opportunity for San Carlo come up?
Yeah, so I was working another PA job at the time, and then, again, I'll be diplomatic. The person I was working for was very difficult, and I made the opportunity, like I had an opportunity to leave.
Okay.
So I sort of like I had a different opportunity come up more in project management. So I was like, oh, I think I'm going to take that. This is like my perfect opportunity to like get out of this situation. So then I was put on gardening leave and then looked at, just bored the next day, looked online, and then the job for San Carlo was there. And I sat with my husband and I was like, this is my perfect job. Because of my history working with the Private Members Club, which was basically hospitality led. So I started off in hospitality PAing, then, and also like high-end restaurants, and pasta, wine, Aperols. Like, I was like, this is me down to a T.
My world,
Yeah. So yeah, then just applied, but I wrote like the cover letter of all cover letters.
Amazing.
I was like,
and this
you
is before AI, people.
This was before AI. And I was like, you have no idea how well matched I am for this job. Was basically what I was saying. I was like, if you don't get me into interview, you are stupid.
So was this for a recruiter or was it online?
So they had, at the time, they had like a head of talent.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So yeah, it didn't come through anywhere. I found it.
And how was the interview process?
My interview was one interview with Marcello.
That's it?
That was it. And then an hour later, they called me and said, you got the job.
Oh my God. Because normally, to get to Marcello, it probably would have been two.
I think, so apparently by that point that I was interviewed, they'd already interviewed a bunch of people who had been going through like all the normal steps that you would, like interview with this person before you get in front of the CEO. And Marcello was just like, this is taking too much time, and everyone you put in front of me, I don't gel with. Because that's the most important thing when you're EAing for someone, is you need to gel with them.
Yeah.
Like, ultimately, most people could do the job on paper, but if you don't have a good relationship with your CEO or whoever you're working for, then
also it's
difficult.
It's a choice between two people, because you need to make sure that you're happy to support that person. You could get offered the job, and ultimately it's your choice.
Yes.
So if you know, and I think sometimes there are many people in an interview that can talk up the world.
Yes.
But actually, when you get into their world and you see what their environment's like, it can be a very, very different place.
100%.
Yeah. So I guess with the challenges that you would have had, you know, you were talking about previously, you needed to protect yourself and be like, you know, is this the right?
I think I'd been in a place, I'd worked, and I don't mind, like, you can put me in any situation and I'll take it chin on, but I'd sort of got to a point where I was like, I'm over that now.
Yes.
Like, I'm over just like sucking up with the difficult and being like, oh, it's fine, like, blah, blah, blah. Like, I actually just want to work for a decent human being.
So I don't know whether when you came to our event on Tuesday, you met Tracy Payton she supports the CEO of Aston Martin Lagonda.
Ooh.
And the board were Italian. And she said, in a board meeting with Italians, she said sometimes you think that they're having a go at each other, but they're not.
No,
they're
it's
just having a chat.
Chat, and they're so passionate. But it's also so funny, because one of my least favourite things as an EA, which I'm very vocal about, is writing notes. I hate it. Minutes in a meeting. I hate it. I find it so dull. But I keep trying to use these like AI ones that, you know, you can plug into Teams and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But it can't understand the Italian.
Because do they do the meetings in English?
Yes. So it's like they're speaking English, but with a very thick Italian accent.
As well.
Yes. So just like the AI thing is like,
nope,
can't do it.
AI is just going absolutely crazy, because
So
it's like, I can't compute passion and accents and absolutely. So day one, walking into how you were talking about how important that relationship is. How did you build your if anyone listening and watching this podcast, if you were giving anyone kind of hints and tips on the really key things to do that will build that relationship together as that perfect partnership, how did you do that together? What sorts of things did you do that you think could kind of really help people if they're going into a new role to kind of think, I need to do this?
Honesty, I think, is the key one.
Yeah.
So in any sense of the word, so if there's stuff that you're picking up on, if there's anything going on with you that you need to discuss, straight to your CEO and talk about it, hash it out together. Also, anything that you're hearing amongst the office or amongst members of the staff that you know is going to be like potentially a red flag, potentially an issue that they're going to have to deal with it. Don't wait for it to happen and then go back and go, oh yeah, no, I heard that. No, go straight to them so they can get on top of it.
Yeah.
And that will also help build your relationship. But I do think the key thing is, and it's not very good advice because it's not something that can be taught, but I think the most important thing when you're an EAPA is emotional intelligence. It is reading your CEO every day and going, what mood are you in? What do you need today? Do you need me to back off so you can just focus and get everything in? Or sometimes I'll speak to Marcello on the phone in the morning and I can tell he just sort of needs a day to get on top of stuff because he's feeling a bit overwhelmed. So I'll go, do you know what? I can move X, Y, and Z out of your calendar today so I can give you more time to do this. It's just predicting their needs. And I think if you're transparent with them about why you're doing that, then the trust automatically builds.
Yeah.
And also have a laugh as well.
I know, but
me and March, we do laugh. And sometimes ridiculous stuff happens, and I'll literally just pop in and be like, "You'll never guess."
Well,
what
I think
just
what I love is the laugh as well. Like me and Mel do this.
Yeah.
It's a look. It ends up becoming. It's a glance, and we just know if we glance.
You know exactly what each other's thinking.
It's almost like you become telepathic. It's crazy. And she literally knows when she can look at my face and she'll be like, I need to get him out of this situation.
Well, Marcello's the same. Sometimes he'll be in a meeting and he'll get bored and I just look at him and he'll be like, and I'm like, okay, I need to make up something to get him out of here immediately because he's that's fair enough.
But also as well, you are the person and he's as well with you to make sure that, we are all human, and we all we all have difficult days, we all have our bad days.
Yeah.
But also, if you can identify that and you can protect them, or they can protect you in those times of need, there is.
So, yeah, because Marcello, he's not like he's definitely not like super soppy or anything like that. He's very much like, don't cry.
I was going to say, Italians,
don't cry in front of me, please don't do it, which is absolutely fine.
Yeah.
But there's been stuff that throughout, I've been there almost 3 years now. There's been certain pockets of time where I've been going through stuff like emotionally or personally. And I've literally just popped in to tell him, and I'm like, I'm not telling you because I need anything from you. I'm just telling you, like, this is going on at the moment. So if I act a little bit, or I need to take a bit of a step away, like, this is why. And he's like, I appreciate you telling me that.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I've
Because
worked
I know everything going on in his life.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to know every aspect of mine. But if I know it's something that's going to affect my day-to-day, it doesn't normally, but sometimes I might just have to dip out or whatever. I need an hour to get something over the line. It's just a respect thing.
How do you secure that time together and make sure that you have that essential time? Because I think I was talking about this with somebody else the other week. It's very, me and Mel, for example, we have a 15-20 minute catch up every Tuesday in our diary.
Right.
I am very guilty of cancelling that out and changing it and moving it. She will not let me move it. So like, how do you have that kind of really important catch-up time together, regardless of however long you need it?
Well, I used to have that. I used to have a regular catch-up in, but exactly like you, he'd be like, it doesn't matter if like I run late to that or like blah, 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 which is fine. Like there probably is more important things to deal with. But now I just bother it. I'll just be like, you need 20 minutes with me. Like, I need you to answer these things so I know what I'm doing. Amazing. And then I'll be like, right, great. Or sometimes like he's traveling so much, but I'll know what train he's getting or I'll know what flight he's getting. So then I send him a list before he gets on and go, things to think about on the train and decide. And then just bullet points on WhatsApp, just reply to me. I just try and make it as simplistic as I can for him. He doesn't need time bogged up with.
Well, let's talk about reward and recognition. So, why do you feel that reward and recognition is important for our profession?
Well, I think, like I was speaking about earlier, I do think it's quite a thankless role, especially if you're working for the wrong person. And I actually think that any CEO worth his salt should listen to the EA or PA as much as possible, because you don't have anyone else in your business who can give you a 360 view like an EA or PA can. You really don't.
No.
And to not utilize that tool and respect that tool, that's my biggest thing, is the respect thing. Like, yes, I might be having to do your personal things sometimes in terms of picking up dry cleaning or whatever. I also know like a lot of details about your personal life. Like I would not be reckless with those, and like that should be respected. That I am always going to be honest with you, and I don't like it when EAs aren't respected, and I think if you aren't being respected, you should get out. Because I've just been in those situations, and it doesn't make you feel good to go home at the end of the day and be like, you know what, I've worked my ass off today, and no one is giving me any sort of recognition for that. That's a really shitty feeling to go home with.
Yeah, I mean, I've left 2 jobs before because I just haven't. I've gone to the managing director, I've gone to the general manager, and they just have not taken what I said seriously. I've gone home, I felt completely demoralised, completely demotivated.
It's like your opinion isn't valuable, and that's just so stupid. Like I said, it's one of probably the most important opinions you could have in your business. You can take it or leave it, but listen to it.
So who nominated you?
Well, I think it was like a collaboration between a few people in the office.
Did you know it was all the rumblings are happening?
Yes. Yeah. Okay, I knew they were. But also, like, I was not a big part of the network, but I was like, I go to all the networking events and stuff. Like, the PA network was something I made an effort to go to. I try and be involved in as many as I can because we have restaurants everywhere.
Yeah.
So I'm always like, I can help these EAs out as much as possible because I've got restaurants in London, Leeds, Liverpool, Manchester, Birmingham.
But is that expected in your role, or is this you?
No,
is
I'm
this
just
you?
me.
I was going to say, because this is what I mean. I think we spoke on the phone, and what I loved was you are I think sometimes it's really difficult to quantify the actual value. There are different departments, for example, so marketing can quantify the number of hits on the website, the number of people that are on social media. Right. Sales can say that we've turned over this much money in this particular restaurant.
Yeah, you can't really quantify what we do.
How do you quantify what you do? But what I loved about our conversation is you are pushing yourself into an area where you're taking control of and quantifying what you do and the value that you add.
Yeah.
And I really love that.
Yeah, I take myself very seriously as like I would consider myself part of the executive team, and I take my role seriously, and I think I have like a responsibility that comes with that, and I will champion this business. I love it. Yeah. I think it's a great business to work for. I have a lot of respect for Marcello, and I'll continue to champion it and support in any way I can, whether that's building out my network or whatever else.
So any advice for anyone who might be, because I mean, I had an email yesterday and it was a classic, absolute classic. And this lady, bless her, has been nominated. This is the third year in a row. And she said, I love the fact that I've been nominated again. Yeah. It's not my thing. I don't want to be in the spotlight. Please don't, I don't want to go for it. If you get somebody like that who, and I think we all naturally feel a little bit like that. We're human. And I respect that 1,000,000%. Because some awards are for some people, and awards, the very thought of awards for others is very difficult.
Yes.
So if you had somebody that was either they've been nominated for the Midlands PA Awards this year, or they get nominated for the National PA Awards this year, what would your advice to them be?
Run with it.
Oh, I thought you were going to say run away.
No, run with it. I think it's an incredible opportunity. I think you'll meet some amazing people through it. And it was, for me, was one of the most validating things that has ever happened to me. So yes, you can not like the spotlight. That's absolutely fine. It's literally, if you win, it's 2 minutes on stage, you get your award, whatever. But it's a little token and a nod to you and the hard work you've put in over the years, and like to have that recognized by such a like wider network and group of people is really so touching. And like I remember the guy, one of the judges couldn't be there on the night, who had judged one of my categories, and he sent me a message on LinkedIn the day after and was like, we had to give you a bigger award because your passion was so massive. And I was just like, that is like, I could frame that little quote. Like, it was just so lovely.
And I think that's what's really good about the same with ours. We pride ourselves, both the National PA Awards and the Midlands PA Awards, on having a 2-stage process. So on having the face-to-face
and it's fair in that way as well.
And I think it's really good because it is a confident, I always say to people, some of our members or some of the finalists have not been interviewed for 20 years. Yeah. Particularly if you look at the Career Excellence category, which celebrates over 20 years in the profession. Haven't had an interview for over 20 years, but actually to take the time to take a step back and think, do you know what? Yeah. I've done. Yeah. This is the impact that I've made.
I didn't treat it like a job interview. No. I did sort of a presentation, and I really just looked at it as like, okay, let's just do a booklet of everything I've achieved, and like, but just for me. Yeah. And when I put it all together, I was like, oh, girl, you've done a lot. But you don't even think about it day to day. And like I said to you as well, when we were speaking on the phone, I'm starting this year this weekly wins list I'm doing every day, because I forget all the stuff I do every week, especially once you get to December. I can't remember what I did in January. I can't remember what I did yesterday. Yeah. So, just every week, every Friday, 4:00, I'm just writing down a weekly win, and then I'll be able to look at it at the end of the year. And even like, imagine if you just did that and submitted that.
Yeah, exactly. Because the world's spinning at 1,000,000 miles an hour. We forget what we've done. Exactly. And I think that time to take stock, because you are right. Sometimes we do need to acknowledge what we've done, because other people are moving as fast as we are, or their world's sometimes moving faster. So in some cases, they haven't had the time to acknowledge that. And I think actually for us to take stock of that and actually know the validation that you get and the feel of self-achievement and work is amazing. It's always these hints and tips when you're acknowledging those that you can share with other people within your network.
100%.
Just to finish off then today, San Carlo Restaurant Group have kindly supported us as our 2026 partners, and we're so grateful for that.
Of course.
San Carlo restaurant in Birmingham.
Yes.
Was the first one in the group.
First one. So our first ever restaurant, San Carlo, Birmingham, opened in 1992.
That's amazing.
So that's how long it's been here. And then also we've got Fumo on Waterloo Street and Fumo in Selfridges as well.
And for those of you that are in the Midlands based, you've also got a Nottingham venue as well.
No, we've got Leicester and Bristol.
Leicester and Bristol, fabulous. And up north, what have you got up there? Loads.
You really going to test? No, I know. We've got 8 sites in the Manchester, Cheshire area.
8? Oh my God.
We've got 9 in London.
Wow.
And then we've got Liverpool, 2 in Leeds.
And is there a different, there's in the San Carlo restaurant group, there's another brand. So there's San Carlo, there's Fumo, and there's...
Cicchetti.
Yeah,
and then also we're in every single Selfridges site in the UK. So we've got like the Champagne Bar in Trafford Centre, but then we've got Bottega, Alto. They're different ones, but they're more sort of Cicchetti concepts. So that's the Italian small plates, Venetian style dining.
And internationally?
Oh, now you'll really test me.
Oh, God.
Internationally, we've got Dubai, Bahrain.
Wow.
I couldn't give you the full list.
That's just to kind of show, I guess, the scope. Because what I love is I walk past San Carlo and Fumo pretty much all of my life.
Yeah.
I had my 40th birthday in Fumo this year, which was amazing. And so we're so excited to be working with you. And I just want to say thank you to Olivia and Holly and you, Molly. Thank you so much as well. It's been an absolute pleasure spending time with you.
I've loved this. It's been a great experience.
Thank you for coming to our event on Tuesday as well. Good vibes.
Great vibes. I had a great time. Although at one point, because I was on my own doing it, so I was really overwhelmed because there was so many people there, which is amazing.
Did you bring enough San Carlo bags?
No, didn't have enough. At one point, this girl, bless her, she came over at the end and I was like, I've got no tote bags, I've got no candles, I've got nothing, but you can have my business card and I'll try and get something to you.
Bless you.
Yeah, but one of the servers came over who was working at the venue. She came over and she went, would you like a drinks token? I was like, yes, please.
Oh, darling, bless you. No, absolutely brilliant. Well, we can't wait to visit and thank you so much. It's been brilliant to spend some time with you today.
No, it's been wonderful. Thank you so much.
All right, take care. Thanks, everyone.